It is.
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Uriah for the Hub of Fantasy Football. And to my left, I got the host.
Foley, who will never spit on you.
And to my right, I have...
The part-timer.
Nice. Doesn't get much better than that. Well, this week we had week 1 and it was a doozy.
It's just the first week of fantasy football. Everybody just cool your jets a little bit. It's the first week of fantasy football. For some leagues, it's somebody's last week of fantasy football, but it's just week 1.
I know it's kind of ironic that I host a podcast and I'm in last place in literally everything.
The three of us, none of us can sit here and say that we felt comfortable last night during that game.
No.
It was going to be one of the three of us that got chopped out of this league.
Oh, I felt extremely uncomfortable after about 5 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah. Can I just say, though, this is my favorite day of the year for fantasy football, because the day after week 1 is over, this is where I get to say, everything I was right about, I'm a genius. I told you so. And everything I was wrong about, it's just week 1. It's just week 1,
baby.
Don't overreact.
No,
You don't have to
overreact.
overthink it.
Look, before we get going, let's see, public service announcement. I don't know if you can take my advice this week. Like I said, I got chopped in one league. I'm in last place, and I won all my other fantasy leagues.
Well, there you go.
But this one, yeah, our league. Anyway, don't overreact. It was like Bizarro World this week.
Didn't make any sense.
For you young people, that'd be like Stranger Things, the Upside Down.
The Upside Down. Mhm.
Very, very crazy week.
Never got past the first episode of that show.
I love it.
Pretty good.
I love it. And that's weird that you don't like horrors and like it's
I
kind of
love horror.
horror-ish. Anyway, fantasy football. We could get into waivers a little bit, and I'm sure we will, kind of, sort of.
Oh, yeah.
But look, a good thing for to look at is wide receivers. Look at the targets, and because that tells a whole lot. Also, look at the passing versus running downs. It's real easy to do. You just look at the total amounts of rushes and put it forward to the total amount of passes that were attempted.
Right.
Anything else on that, guys? It's like fantasy football for dummies.
I think this is going to be a 3-hour episode, probably.
I know, dude. I got
there's
so much
to talk about.
I know. You want to just go into it and...
However you want to do it, boss.
All right, we'll go into Thursday. Let's see. We have Washington versus the Packers. Man, look. This is going to be tough. Because it's sort of like week 1. Please start your good guys. And then, like, some of these people, I don't have any want to play them in anything.
Yeah, can I give you my first overreaction of the year?
Go ahead.
My overreaction is Terry McLaurin is not the wide receiver 1 in
He's
Washington.
not. It's Debo, and nobody
Debo.
was expecting that, I don't think.
Debo is back.
How about that?
I know.
The 1 year I don't go for him, too.
He's healthy. He got on that
looked good.
treadmill. He literally got on the treadmill as soon as and dropped 7 pounds as soon as he got back and got to town. And he looked good.
But I guess, do we keep that up? Does that?
Right. That's the question.
Can we see?
Well,
That's the worst part about week 2. Is
Oh,
that
yeah.
what happened in week 1 makes you think one thing, but that
well, you overreact
Yep,
and you kind
you
of
overreact.
jerk the steering wheel and you're off in a ditch because
overcorrect.
I mean, it's an important question for our Chopped League that we are in, because one of the people available now is Terry McLaurin, and do you bet on him as a still potential wide receiver 1, or
didn't treat me
is he a
well.
wide receiver 4?
right?
Also, another thing about the Chop League, I know this is totally off the regular podcast, but hey, what about blocking? Some of those people you can pick up, you can just block everybody else.
Yeah.
That'd be strategically. Anyway, let's go. Washington starts. Who y'all got?
I think Jacory's a flex, I've got to say. I mean, he's going to be... It's interesting. I don't think he's a high floor play, even though he is clearly the lead back. But he's sharing rushes with Jaden Daniels, with Austin Eckler, and with Deebo Samuel.
Sure.
So I think that's going to really put
Well, not to
a
mention
low floor.
that the Packers The Packers' run D looked pretty solid
It
against
did.
the Lions.
It did.
Their
looked a lot
linebackers,
better.
wow.
Their linebackers
They got some
are great.
linebackers.
Micah looked sharp.
Or is
It's-
Detroit just that bad?
I hope not. I
Look,
really
there's
do.
a lot of
As much
questions
as I bought
on
into
teams that you're like, are they really bad? Like the Steelers, are they just terrible at defense?
yeah.
But we'll get into it. So I got Jaden as a
Yeah,
must
well,
start.
Yeah, you gotta start.
I got 250 and 50 rushing. I know that's just kind of throwing that out there. The running backs, I don't like them. Beal is a flex.
Yeah.
At most. And
I got Debo as a flex too. That's one of those situations where I don't think I'm starting Terry McLaurin this week, but I'm not obviously dropping or trying to sell on him just yet.
well, and mine is I have Debo and or Scary flex. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still in the air. You don't know what you're getting.
Yeah, I don't hate flexing Terry because maybe it was just an anomaly. I think he might be a little bit washed.
Really?
I hate to
Okay.
say it. As a Terry lover, I think he might be a little bit washed. It was starting to show towards the end of last year, I thought. But, hopefully not. Hopefully not. But I think he's still, there's been enough high-end potential. He's still worth a flex.
Both of them flex worthy?
Yeah, I think Debo's
Number
in
2?
most leagues you're going to start.
Okay. Sit. I have Eckler and Ertz.
Yeah,
Don't touch them.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ertz caught a
again,
touchdown, but
Eckler only had one less target than Terry McLaurin too. So I don't know. I don't feel good about any of the Commanders this week, really,
Well-
other than Jaden.
Well, the crazy thing about last week was a lot of quarterbacks and running backs and wide receivers had decent weeks, but literally it was because
didn't
of a
happen.
random touchdown
Yeah.
that they got, or like Javante, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't look touchdowns. You cannot plan for.
That's
at
true.
all.
You can't. They're the least predictable part of the sport. Well, other than injury. But yeah, I think Eckler is the kind of guy. When we get into bye week blues, that's when you're going to consider starting him. But any of these third down running backs, you're not going to start when there's a full slate of games.
And it's fixing to get real muddy as like running backs go.
Yeah, the committees.
Let's say the Packers. Who are we starting?
No wide receivers.
Not
I
one.
think it's Jacobs and Kraft. You can do Love in a super flex. I find a better option in one quarterback leagues.
I got Jacobs for 101, and like you said, the wide receivers cloudy. Dobbs or Reed flex worthy, maybe.
It's
maybe,
coin toss.
maybe. I don't trust it.
I thought Jaden Reed looked good on the few opportunities that he had, but
That's the thing.
yeah,
This is the third year of Jaden Reed where it's consistently he only plays 11 personnel. They
Right.
do not put him on the field in 2 wide sets.
And even then, you got to think you still have Golden out there. We don't
Yeah.
know. It's muddy.
Yeah, Golden is playing, I think, the Christian Watson role now.
Yeah.
And that was boomer bust last year. I got kind of sold on Golden. I'm still optimistic.
I don't think you can wave off of it after 1 week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for sure. It's just you got to stash him on the bench for now and get more information. Kraft looked really good. I know the second half he kind of tapered off, but man, that first quarter he was electric. He was Jordan Love's go-to guy.
I'm down on Love.
Yeah, I mean Love's not exciting. I think we said that on the QE
Yeah.
show that he's just it's
Yeah.
fine.
You got anything?
he's going to work as a QB2 for sure.
Yeah,
Superflex, he's definitely a fine option.
Yeah.
There's much worse, and they're both my starting quarterbacks.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the Rams versus the Titans. Rams, who we starting?
Usual suspects. I think this is a pretty easy one. Stafford's a QB2. Kyron Williams is a start. Devontae's a start.
Puka.
Puka's a start. Yeah. No tight ends and no other wide receivers.
I got Kyron for 80 and a touchdown, Puka for 115 and a touchdown, and that's the only 2 I would start.
I'm still not sold on Stafford, but I agree with you. Kyron, you're going with Puka and Devontae, but I'm not sold on Stafford. I don't think he's.
I got him. I will start him this week. I got him as a flex in 2 QB,
Okay.
and I got him for 250 and 2.
But you're still out on Devontae? Or you are starting Devontae?
Well, and once again, if I start him, it would be a flex.
Yeah. It's funny. We're going to talk about your favorite quarterback, Kyler Murray, later. Matthew Stafford, who skipped all of training camp.
Look better than a lot.
Well, he already had better chemistry with Devontae and was on the page better with Devontae than Kyler is with Marvin Harrison. Still.
That's
in the
crazy.
second year. Yeah. I mean, he knows the game a little bit better.
Yeah.
It's all right. If we're going to jump over to the Titans, we all know it's Tony Pollard, and that's it.
Who called Tony Pollard as having a big year?
I think I did.
No, sir. No,
I'm pretty
sir.
sure it was me.
Now, what I didn't predict, leading receiver for the Titans.
Why not?
Tony
That's
Pollard.
so scary. Yes, I got Pollard for a flex at the most this
Oh,
week.
he's an RB2.
75-1.
He's an RB2.
Sit everyone else.
I will say the Rams D is pretty good, so they know who to go after.
That's the thing. That's the reason I'm like,
okay.
I'm optimistic about Chig long term, Chig Okonkwo. I think his usage looked really good. Cam Ward's got to get better. I think a lot of things have to get better. But,
yes.
But I can see a path for Chig Okonkwo having very good games in the future.
I was happy about Ellick, his amount of targets.
Absolutely.
But the thing is, you got to be able to catch those targets. I mean, and also, let's don't call a target it's got to be an arm length. Let's just don't say
Not
you throw in his direction.
Vaguely in the area, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. Spencer Rattler is better than Cam Ward. How's that for an overreaction to week one?
I know. Just think
I'll take it.
Look, they should have signed, what was the Hayner?
Jake Haener.
Jake Haener.
That'd probably been a better go than Cam Ward.
I know we shouldn't dog a rookie on after his first game, and he wasn't
on
terrible.
the worst team. I mean, there's a
On the
reason
worst
that
team,
Titans had
yes.
the first pick overall.
Yes, he wasn't awful, but I don't think he's a good fit for that style offense that they run.
I mean, but here's the thing: how many years in a row have we said that about anybody starting underneath center in Titans? They're always just not a good fit for anybody. It's it's not good.
With Callahan there, not to get off on too much of a tangent, but I think you can break quarterbacks into two basic kinds of things. Quarterbacks who play in structure and quarterbacks who play more backyard football.
Yeah.
Callahan likes quarterbacks who play in structure. He made his name coaching Joe Burrow, right? And then he comes in, and his first quarterback is Will Levis, and his second quarterback is Cam Ward. These are both the backyard football types of quarterbacks, and it just does not mesh with the kind of offense he likes to run. It drives me nuts.
All right, so moving on. Next game, Jaguars versus the Bengals. Jaguars, who we got?
This is difficult. This is very, very difficult.
Are you still in on Trevor Lawrence?
No, he's garbage.
I still am. I think here's the thing. You can always just throw out a weather game. It was a weather game.
Oh, and it was week one. That's a terrible combination.
Yeah, exactly. It was a week one weather game. There was a weather delay early on. They had to just sit there for an hour and 16 minutes.
So was last year a weather game in week
whole
one?
season.
And
Last year
the
he didn't have Liam Cohen.
And the year before
The
that?
year before he was elite for a stretch.
For a stretch?
For 6 games, he
you
was
can't
elite.
call somebody elite for a stretch.
He was elite for a six-game stretch.
Mediocre.
In 2023.
He's a mediocre quarterback.
For now, I think he's a QB2. I still think he has QB1 upside. I'm still willing to offer you him for Mike Evans, they were both disappointing in week one.
No, I don't feel like that's very even at all.
I actually did trade analyzer on that, and it's like,
the roto baller analyzer.
No,
it told you the right one.
The AI knows
There's a
everything.
different one.
I got you. Yeah, no, that's fine.
Anyways,
Look, I'm starting ETN.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I was about to say
Got to.
the Bayshal Tootin thing. I think we're miles away from that becoming anything.
No.
Credit to Uriah.
It's coming. I'm telling you, it's coming.
Okay.
I don't buy that, but credit to Uriah for predicting that one of the backs would get traded to give Tootin a path.
Specifically, Tank Bigsby.
I thought you specifically said ETN, but I'll still give you credit for at least predicting a trade.
Joe backed me up on that.
He did. As soon as the game happened, I was like, okay, Bigsby is for sure getting traded.
They just didn't want him to get hurt.
Exactly right.
That's all that was.
Yep. And we'll get into Philly later, but just so everyone knows, Bigsby, drop him. He's not
Yep.
going to do anything in Philly.
Not a thing.
look,
Unless there's a catastrophic injury.
Yeah.
And even then, he's not going to fill the role of
No.
Saquon
and,
at all.
and we will get to it, but like anyway, we'll
There
get
are
to
better
that.
handcuffs.
We'll get to that.
Shipley's hurt. There are better handcuffs. As far as the Jags go, you know what?
You got to start Brian Thomas.
Got to start Brian Thomas. I'm still rolling with Travis Hunter. He had a lot of good looks.
He
He
had good
didn't do
targets.
much with them, but
Travis
he had 8
Hunter
targets.
is the new Tyler Lockett. 5-yard out, catch it, fall down.
There was something more to that. I think this was.
Is that not what he did the whole game? He had one that he could have caught for a long touchdown, but that didn't happen.
It was him and Gibbs, I think. Like, it was crazy.
Don't get me started.
The
We'll talk about
low
Gibbs.
amount of yardage for the number of catches he got. It's like, it's
The
hard
lowest,
to do.
it's lowest ever in the
Ever.
NFL.
Yeah, so it's hard to do. But yeah, the fact that he led in targets, here's the thing that scares me about Travis, and I think you do have to flex him every week. Travis Hunter, not Etienne, is that they have already said his usage is going to change week to week, and they're going to experiment with things. So it feels like there's going to come a
Cordell
week.
Patterson
I don't think that's the fair
without the
comparison.
running. Without the running.
But what scares me is there might be a week where they say, you know what, we're just going to start him on defense, and he's going to have a very limited role on offense this week, and we're just going to see how that goes. And we're not going to be able to see it coming, you know?
Right.
That
Look,
scares me.
Match that with Trevor Lawrence. Don't start him. Just me. I know y'all
So-
like him. I'm just saying.
QB2.
You know, we focus a lot of this on R specifically, but I'm in a league with an IDP, and having Travis Hunter in that DB slot is
I get
pretty
that.
cool.
outstanding.
I get
because
that.
he's still getting all the wide receiver points on
Yeah.
top of whatever he ends up doing in defense. That if you're in that kind of a situation, then roll with him every single week.
Yeah, that's cool.
One way it'll work.
Yeah, I get that.
Brendan
let's-
Strange, I think, is a low-end tight end starter.
I'm hot on Brendan
Yeah.
Strange. He looked great. I think he's gonna have him a year.
Y'all are making me itch for some reason talking all these. Don't start anybody off the Jags except for Etienne and Thomas. Moving on to the Bengals. Do you not start everybody again?
Until they get through the week
Until
two.
they sort it out.
Look, it was sad. I mean, I got the flex. And it
Listen.
was sad.
I am a big dumb idiot.
Yeah.
Because in our
From your
Chopped
lips
League,
to
in our Chopped League, where all that matters is not scoring the fewest points, I drafted a Bengal in the first round.
Yeah. It's tough for week one.
I
maybe.
realized, like, after I did it, like, oh, with this format, that is a terrible
Yeah.
idea.
You're playing a long play in something that you're
Exactly.
going to be out quick. Yep. You got close, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were rubbing shoulders right there, neck and neck.
Yeah, Bengals in the first 2 weeks, they kind of had me fooled because they looked so electric when the starters came out in the preseason game. I was okay, maybe this is the year where they just
Look, the Browns, low key good, man.
The defense
They're a little surprising.
the defense.
I think the whole team is low key.
Come on, they put up
but-
20 points against the worst defense in the NFL.
Right.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
I
it's
mean,
fair.
who
But
else?
are
Who
they-
else scored more than that? There was only
Are-
2 teams.
Are they still the worst defense in the NFL? You don't know that for sure just yet.
I
They
kinda know
probably they might have moved up a space or two. You don't know. But let's be real with it. If you got Joe Burrow, if you got Jamar Chase, if you got Chase Brown, they're in your
auto.
one slot.
For sure.
100% of the time. T. Higgins,
That's a flex.
Yeah, he's a flex. He's a flex for sure.
That's the only person I'm not really crazy about this week
Yeah.
because I didn't draft him
I'm
to
never
have like
crazy
the
about
quadruple.
yeah, and then you can avoid Gesicki altogether.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And don't fall for the Noah Fant hype.
Nope.
Let's say that.
Nope.
Noah
Just
Fant,
don't
people
worry
are
about
really
him. And here's-
excited.
Don't hang your hat on a Bengals tight end.
No.
Because if you do, it will be the other one 100% of the time, or it'll be nobody.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Eric All. A couple weeks ago, I was trying to remember the other tight end for Cincinnati last year. It was Eric All.
Yeah.
No idea who that is.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Giants and the Cowboys. Giants, who we starting?
I'll eat crow on this and say that maybe the Giants aren't as sneaky good as I thought they were going to be. this
Somebody
year.
said bad defense.
I mean, all right. So when there's two
What
options
about
here.
that Scatterboo guy?
Russell Wilson either figures it out right away,
Get him out.
or you put Jackson Dart in
Put
next
Dart
week and
in,
give it a shot
100%.
that way.
Don't do that.
I don't see what other choice you have. You're
Yeah.
wasting talent here. You're just wasting talent because Russell Wilson is not clicking. Malik Neighbors and Jackson Dart at least have some sort of an off-season relationship that I think will translate well. Tyrone Tracy, God bless you, come back to me the way that you were, because that was horrible. It was horrible all the way top to bottom.
Look, the only person I can say anything about is Malik Neighbors, 75-1. Sit everybody else.
I'm going Malik. You're rolling Malik every week.
Yeah, you got to.
I don't know about rolling the dice on a Wandale or anybody like that.
So a few things to say.
I would pick him up if I had like some nasty trash, but
A few things to say. Number one, I'm really proud of myself for remembering Eric All. I did not look that up.
It's like he's what we've been thinking about this whole time. We're sitting here talking ball, and he's like, "Yeah."
We brought that up a week or two ago. I hadn't thought about it since, and it just came to me.
Neither of us.
I'm so excited about that. On the Giants, though, I strongly disagree on rolling out Jackson Dart this early. Like, I get it. I understand why you would say that.
at least Jameis. I mean,
Jameis, I'd be fine with. Don't bring him into a bad situation. Andrew Thomas isn't out there. Don't bring him into a bad situation too early. Don't do that to your rookie.
the only thing is you got to put butts in the seat.
Sure.
You need to win a game.
Yeah.
Even if you don't win the game, you have to make it look competitive at least. And I just don't think they're getting that. They're not getting that with today's Russell Wilson.
Russ is a one-trick pony, and that one trick is moonballs, which worked well in Pittsburgh last year because you had George Pickens, who is the best in the NFL at contested catches. Malik Neighbors is not good at contested catches. No. Whatever his skill set, it's not that. So, yeah, I mean, I think you got to bump Neighbors down to a wide receiver 2 at this point. But, I mean, you're still starting him. Tracy, desperation flex. And, yeah, Scadabo is available in a lot of leagues. And he's worth the stash to me.
No.
He's not ready, but I agree with you. Stash him because there's no telling what's coming in 4 weeks.
Yeah. But it's going to be a gross backfield.
I disagree,
Wandale Robinson, I will say, I made a waivers of the week based on our league, who is available in our league. If you are in our league or another deep league, and you need a wide receiver, I think Wandale Robinson is worth a look.
Definitely
I like
in
the
our
way they're
league.
deploying him. So yeah, if put in your waiver claims tonight for Wandale Robinson. drop a hundo on him.
James. All right, let's go. Cowboys. Start Dak.
Yeah, you started
Put him
that
in.
here. Look, he had a better game than his stats suggested.
225-2 is what I got.
And he doesn't agree with us here. I know. I can feel that he doesn't. But you're
Against
still
the
starting
Giants?
Dak. You're going with Dak
Who's
in this
stopping them?
in this position. He looked a lot cleaner than he has the last couple of years. Most of the drops that happened weren't his fault. I mean, they're hitting CD straight in his hands.
Oh, and they're pass interference,
right.
too. There were 3 pass interference that would have been touchdowns.
I was high on Dak. We were both high on Dak at the beginning of the year. I still am. I still feel like he's going to have a better year than we'd expect.
I am a little higher on him
They're
than
coming
I
to
was
get you,
going
Foley.
into the game. However, I hope our listeners can hear the sirens.
Oh, they can.
Or that just came out of nowhere. They can't hear the sirens. You're right, just losing
Dak
it.
is coming to get me.
The Dak police.
I'm a little higher on Dak than I was at this time a week ago. However, I think he will be under more pressure in this game than he was against Philly.
I don't see it.
With Jalen Carter out, and like Philly's defensive line is not what it was without Jalen Carter. Like, they've lost a lot of people. But on this Giants D line, you've got Brian Burns, you've got the rookie.
How'd that work out for him last
You've got
week?
Sexy Dexy.
Sexy Dexy.
Dexter Lawrence. You've never heard that?
That is not a nickname that has ever crossed my
that
ears.
is like that's how he introduces himself on the broadcast. Sexy Dexy, University of
Fair enough.
whatever.
Fair enough.
I think it's You Already Schno University. I believe that's Dexter Lawrence. But yeah, I mean, I think they've got a really nasty defensive line. I still kind of buy into it, and I think Dak will be under pressure. Low end QB1 or high end QB2 for me. Javonte, I think, is someone you can sell high on right now.
Yeah, this is the best time to get rid of Javonte.
Well, the only thing I would say about that, God, yeah, I mean you're right. It's going to be by committee who falls in the end zone.
Yeah.
I agree.
Miles Sanders is so grateful for CeeDee Lamb right now because everyone forgot that Sanders fumbled the ball.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he's always had fumble problems. So that's nothing new. It's hard to see him ever fully taking over just because of that.
I don't think he can get that way. I think it goes Jaden Blue as the next big guy if Javonte doesn't work out.
And I don't
trust any
Javonte
of
looked good. Javonte looked good. I'm not going to say otherwise. However, again, they were up against a depleted defensive line. I think they will be up against better lines where he gets stopped more frequently, and I don't know that I buy into how good he looked. So I'm skeptical.
I don't buy it.
I would sell while you can. I've got him in a league or two. I'm going to try to find
15 runs for 54 yards, apparently. And the day was saved by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
He fell into the end zone twice.
Got to put CD in there.
Yeah,
for sure.
They're starting CD.
And-
I'm flexing Pickens.
Well, Pickens and Ferguson, I think, would be starting tight end or flex for both of them.
By the
Ferguson,
way-
I'm a little bit off on Ferguson. He did have some. He had some good looks, but I just don't know how I feel about. I've been burned by Cowboys tight ends before.
I get it.
I just want to point out.
Oh no.
He's
Last
looking at his
He's
killer
pulling- he's
notebook.
put this schizophrenic phone book that he just carries around with him everywhere.
He's
Last
literally
week-
walking around.
I said that CeeDee Lamb, who is consensus, I think, like wide receiver 3, would finish as outside the top 12 wide receivers
For the week.
for the week. And indeed, he did. He actually finished tied with my boom of the week at wide receiver 12. So
That should explain everything, fellas.
that's I predicted a boom for Cortland Sutton and a bust for CeeDee Lamb.
So it equals
That's
out.
they without.
Well,
Okay, I get it. What was
Lamb?
the number? What was the number? Where'd he finish?
they both finished. They finished tied for 12. That's what I'm saying.
They finished at 12.
Yeah, they
okay,
both
so he
finished
was
at
in the
12.
top 12.
I think technically, actually, according
asterisks.
to our sleeper
Asterisks.
app, if you sort by points scored, even though they have the same number of points, I think the decimal gives it to Sutton. So Sutton, with the decimal scoring,
Okay.
Sutton is ahead of Lamb, which puts Lamb at 13, not
13.
12.
Technically correct, the best kind.
If it went for the
best kind,
asterisks, if it went for
love
the
Futurama.
asterisks.
So there you go. I predicted a CeeDee Lamb bust. There it is.
And guys, you will get a lot of this. I told you.
Oh yeah, I was 6 of 8 on my booms and busts last week.
If the
Thank you
offensive
very much.
coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles would have listened to me. All right, let's move on to the Bears versus the Lions.
Hey, this might be a really bad game, guys. This might be
Or
a
a really good game.
It's either going to
No.
be extremely explosive or it's going to be a mess.
Listen, after the Monday night fiasco, don't even talk to me about the Bears.
That game Monday night seemed like two
Or the
separate
Vikings.
games. It seemed like they were two different games played at different times in the year. The first half was one game, and the second half was something outside of the box.
Last year you had Sam Darnold just
And you were
throwing dimes,
carving
and
them up
yeah,
with Sam Darnold.
And JJ. I heard people JJ looks good.
No, he looked good. He looked good for the last
phenomenal.
10 minutes. He looked outstanding. But the
you gotta
first
add,
50,
you got to add all of it.
Yeah.
The
Are we ready
sum.
for the rant?
yep, here we go.
All right. The reason I was so high on JJ McCarthy was not him. I thought that he was the ultimate mystery box as a prospect.
Congratulations, you hit that one.
But I believe so much in the situation he was going into and the coach that he was getting.
I agree.
That said, the first 3 quarters of the game, or 2.5 quarters,
Yeah.
I didn't blame it on JJ at all, actually. I thought JJ looked perfectly fine, and
Well, how do you-
everything around him
how do you
was awful.
How
I'm
do you-
gonna
how do you-
have to disagree that he looked
Please let me
perfectly fine.
finish.
I will get to it.
I mean, he couldn't even line up in time.
I don't
I'm not
think
blaming
that was
him for that, but I
mean-
am going to blame him for holding it way too long.
Both
Every
of
single
them.
time he dropped back.
That's fair. He was
Rant-
under so much pressure
Rant,
very
continue.
quickly.
I'm sorry.
The holding it too long, I think, is a fair point. But the rest of it, like the people were dogging him for not getting a snap off on time. you watch him, he's over and over begging his center to snap the ball.
Yeah, I
and
did
it's
see
just
that.
not getting snapped.
A lot of the times, I mean, he is
begging. He
trying really
was
hard.
aware of it. Even the one where they got the delay of game right before the halftime, you can see, like, you can just tell by what Kevin O'Connell is doing and what he's doing. That O'Connell is telling him in the headset they're going to reset the clock, and it did not happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a whole mess.
That wasn't on
I didn't
him.
really even understand what was going on there. Why they think it was going to be
I'm not sure
reset,
either, but O'Connell was doing the same, the gesture of reset the clock, the same as McCarthy was. Clearly McCarthy was following O'Connell's lead.
Sure.
These were things that were not his fault. He was under so much pressure in that game. He had the pick six, like, he checked into that because he read the blitz, correctly read that a huge blitz was coming. It was just a terrible check. Like, it was a weird route for a blitz check. So all that's on coaching, but then it came together. JJ looked incredible.
I'll tell you this: I'm not out on the Vikings. Not yet. I'm not. He looked. It was really rough for the first 50 minutes of that game, but I mean, Justin Jefferson is still going to be a top 5 receiver, no matter what.
Get him the ball.
And all right, we're way off on the Vikings. We're talking about the Bears and the Lions right now, but yes, we'll get back into that in a minute.
Look, Bears start Mason, a number 2 or flex. That's it.
I apologize. I just got the first mention of the Vikings. I was like,
Yeah, so for the Bears, is DJ Moore okay?
He came back in the game. Yeah.
Okay.
Caught a couple more passes.
I'm not starting Caleb Williams. I may give you QB2 low end, maybe. But he's still making the same mistakes that plagued him all season last year. DeAndre Swift, though, 100%. Go with him. Roll with Swift. I like the way that they're still using him. I like his explosiveness. I like the way that he fights. I'm still rolling with Swift.
Sure. I think it's right. The thing about Caleb, the thing that I kept thinking watching Caleb last night is he had some moments where he looked really, really good, right? I mean, he started off 10 for 10. But even still, even before he kind of melted down, you just watch Caleb and you're like, oh, he makes throws that Lamar Jackson would never make, that Josh Allen would never make.
See,
not that those guys don't make mistakes, but they don't make these kinds of mistakes.
But see, there was a ton, like, he would roll out and he had people wide open,
Yeah, he missed a
making
lot.
slants, and he keeps on running right into the defender. I mean,
He still
I can't-
still
Seems off.
got. He still
I
still
can't
has
roll with him.
that rookie QB sort of play reading ability, and it's I don't.
And this
I'm not
is
for it.
this is also, I thought, just like I said about Callahan and Cam Ward with Tennessee, Ben Johnson is the ultimate, like, paint by numbers kind of coach. He wants you to just follow the progressions, don't go off script, play in structure, and that is not Caleb's game at all. So I don't know how this is going to work out, but I do still think he's a QB2, and there is a best case scenario where you're by the end of the year you're really glad you have Caleb.
There are some situations where I would place him a lot higher than I have him in this game.
I totally misread this. So, yeah. Anyway, Lions. Who we starting? Just the.
Oh, I'm sorry. Back to Chicago, the tight end situation. Let's address. Cole Kmet's the tight end one there.
Loveland had a couple of looks, but he wasn't doing much with it.
Yeah, you cannot start Colson Loveland right now, as far as I'm concerned.
I wouldn't start anybody on the Bears, but
Yeah, Loveland only came out in 2 tight end sets.
Yeah.
So just be aware of that. Still worth stashing on your bench, but yeah, don't be excited about him right now. The Lions.
I'm refusing to accept that it is so far down from last year. That, like the game that we saw this last week, it didn't go very well for your Amon-Ra's or your Jameson.
No,
the running backs, they didn't do much. Jared Goff was awful. I think if you felt comfortable running any of them in week 1, I would run them again this week.
Yeah.
And I don't think anything's really changed.
Are we sounding the alarm bell for the Lions team?
I don't. I'm a little nervous about it for sure, but not yet. I'm not saying that these guys are down and out yet. I still believe in Montgomery. I mean, I'm going to rock with him, and I was iffy on him when I drafted him this year, but I still think the work is there, and I think they can do it.
So, not that this has any relevance on fantasy unless you're in like IDP or something, but I'm okay with the defense. I think the defense looks fine still compared to last year. They're moving in the right direction, roughly speaking, or at least are the same. That offense, I wouldn't blame you for benching anyone. However,
I think one more go.
yeah. I mean, it's true.
Definitely,
Absolutely.
I think you do it. You give him one more.
Montgomery's the one I disagree on. I thought there was a clear difference in usage of Montgomery in this last game than he ever had last year, even when he came back from injury. I think Gibbs has separated. Now, maybe Gibbs was so inefficient that this week they rethink that because Gibbs really, really struggled with the higher volume.
I would agree that he's definitely gone down further. It's more of a 75-25 than the
Exactly.
60-40 it used
Exactly.
to be. But when you think about, Jamar Gibbs had, I think, like 15 more total yards
Yeah.
than Montgomery the whole time. And you're still going to get those situations where you got Montgomery on the 1 yard line. You're going to
Sure.
have him bowling ball through. If you're looking in PPR leagues, for sure, Gibbs by a mile over
Yeah.
Montgomery. But I'm not out on Montgomery.
Fair enough. Listen, I think he's the best handcuff in football.
Sure.
Lions, otherwise, I don't know.
Sam Laporta.
He's whatever.
I think you got to start him
Yeah.
if you got him.
You paid high for him, almost
Yeah.
certainly.
Exactly.
But 9 targets, 79 yards, not bad.
Yeah, it's fine. I will say, I do have a boom of the week for Detroit. I say this skeptically, but we just saw what J.J. McCarthy did carving up the Chicago at the end of the game, so maybe Jared Goff can do the same thing. I have him going as QB 14 this week. He will finish ahead of my bust, who you will love later on that we'll talk about, but
Can I guess?
but he will finish at QB 14 or better is my prediction.
Who do you think is his favorite this week?
I think based on what we just saw with how Chicago was exploited, it's a hot take. Sun God. It's Sun God.
My boy. I love him.
I mean, I think Olamide got some of the best looks last week, or last night.
That was by far the most surprising part of that entire game to me.
Wasn't to podcast listeners who heard me, you weren't here for
I
the wide
wasn't here,
receiver
and
tight
I
end
don't
show.
listen when I'm not here.
Olamide was one of my deep sleeper picks. Ray
Yeah.
McLeod of the Year candidate, he was.
But that's like an insult, though.
No, it's a guy that I'm like passionately in favor of being a deep
Yeah.
stash.
All right.
All right, let's go to the Rams versus the Titans. Rams, who we
We
start?
did this one
Yeah,
already.
do you want me to give my Cam
Did we do
Ward,
it?
Yeah, we did. We did.
Brian Callahan rant again? Because I
Man,
can.
look, okay.
You're all over the place.
Listen,
Look.
there's two types of quarterbacks.
Oh,
There's
look.
those who play in structure and those who play backyard
Let's go.
football.
Pats and Dolphins.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say. Pats and Dolphins.
Patriots, who we starting?
How about Drake May? Still looks good. Let him go. Roll with him. He's
Does
my
he?
QB1, baby.
Does
I
he
don't
look-
care.
I
He
got him.
looks good.
Look, I
Does
got
he?
him. I got him for 325 and 2.
I feel the Drake May train.
Look,
I
If-
watched that game.
if you get-
I didn't watch it, but his numbers were good.
What did he get, 19 points?
I think he had more than that.
Look,
I don't remember what it
I
was.
thought he got like 19.
this is going to be
He did.
disgusting.
He got like 20 points. That's
Okay.
all right.
I'm probably going to get ribbed by both of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
I have Diggs, Booty, and Henry. All of them, pick one.
Yeah, I'm not
It
going to
doesn't
take.
really matter.
I don't really like any other wide receivers, to be honest with you. I do like Drake May still.
Oh, give me Booty.
Out of
Give me Booty.
necessity.
Do you guys want maybe the funniest stat line of the week?
Demario Douglas bet 1,000.
Negative 2 yards
Negative 2
and
yards.
a touchdown.
Let's whoa.
Oh,
not
it
just,
is.
not just the yardage and touchdown. 1 carry for 4 yard. 2 catches on 7 targets for negative 2 yards and a touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
How?
7 targets for negative 2 yards and a touchdown is
That's some
beautiful.
good stats. That's some good stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, I do think Butte is a very deep waiver claim. That's about all you can say. Don't start any of them.
Had more
Even-
targets than Diggs. That's crazy to me. I
Well-
didn't realize that.
I'm saying you have to pick one, and they're going to produce.
Yeah, it's like if you
I
watch.
think all of them will, honestly.
There's a time. It's the way the wide receivers are being deployed is really weird.
It's
like
the Dolphins, though. The worst team in the
That's true.
NFL.
Now, that is something that we hadn't touched
Yeah.
on yet. The
You-
Dolphins might be the worst.
you have, but like the way they're being deployed is 2 wide sets. It's different personnel than 3 wide sets. It's like it's Butte, Douglas, and Diggs in 3 wide, and it's Mac Hollins and someone else who I'm blanking on in 2 wide sets. So it's really hard to predict who's gonna. But yeah, Miami defense might be trash. Remember when they hung 70 on Denver?
Yeah, what a
Felt
time
like
that
they're on
was.
the opposite side of the spectrum now.
Hunter Henry, tight end, second tier tight end.
I think
roll
he's
with
a
Hunter
solid
Henry.
starter at this point.
Sit all the RBs. Or flex them.
I'm sorry, for New England?
Yes.
Yeah,
New
still New England.
I think you got to set them
listen.
until somebody.
I don't disagree. I mean, Travion, I know, ended up getting you like 11 points. I don't disagree with you. Bench them. I thought this was a really promising game from Travion because
Oh, I get that. Yeah.
he came in not just on third downs. He mixed in on early downs with Ramondre. And that means if he does fully overtake Ramondre like Bucky did, it's not just going to be a third down roll. It's going to be a
the whole time.
workhorse roll. So that's great news for him.
Dolphins.
Not one of them.
What?
A-chain. You have to.
A-chain.
That's it.
Absolutely.
That's it.
One of them. I don't believe in any of them.
Look, I got a serious question. Is Waddle and Olave twins? Were they separated at birth?
Because they're both so soft, you say.
Because each
They're
one
both
of
made
them,
out of glass.
each one of them's gonna catch or they're gonna be in there for 2 quarters, and they're going out for a quarter, and then they're gonna come back in for a quarter.
Yeah.
They're twins, dude.
For a second, my Malik. Listen, I don't wish injury on anyone except for maybe Deshaun Watson. He can.
I can't really retaliate against that one. So
However, I will say, when Waddle went down, I was like, "Oh, Malik Washington stock to the moon."
How'd
and
that go?
Yeah, well, I'm still hanging on to Washington just in case Tyreek gets traded.
The Dolphins just look really, really, really bad.
They do.
It's. I can't tell if it's all on, Tua's brain being turned into applesauce, or the fact that everybody's just figured out Mike McDaniel's offense and it just doesn't work anymore.
I think that's it.
I think it's all the above.
I'll give you H.N.
Well, yeah.
But even that, I don't. Now that they know that they can't throw the ball anymore, you know what I mean? It's not good. It's not good. I'm staying away from every
Well,
Dolphin.
the only thing about that is you got linebackers trying to chase A-chain, and that's not going to work.
Sure.
I mean, yeah, they will kill him once they catch up with him, but
I want to. I already hate. I've about talked myself out of my Boom RB of the week.
Uh-oh.
But
is it A-chain?
I wrote it down, so I'm going to go with it, I guess.
Oh, goodness.
Devon Achane is a top 12 running back this week. He
Like
is.
it.
Okay.
And he will out.
Pat's run D isn't awful.
The Pats run D held Ashton Genty to 2 yards per carry last week. So
Is Ashton Genty all that, though?
we'll get into that too.
We'll talk
Hey,
about
hey.
Ashton Genty in a little bit, I guess.
Look, all right, let's move on. 49ers versus the Saints. 49ers.
Uh-oh.
CMC.
there's no one left to start except
CMC.
Christian McCaffrey.
That's
Christian
it.
McCaffrey, and he'll probably give you 37
Dude,
points.
he looked like a stud.
Unbelievable. I hate this team so much. I can't do it anymore.
Look, Pearsall is maybe a flex.
Yeah, he
Pearsall
can start
looked
him.
good, and
Yeah,
I
he
think
did.
that he's going to be the guy, especially with Kittle out. I'm running Pearsall in flex for sure.
I agree.
And depending on what the rest of your team looks like, he's a wide receiver too.
But the real Mac Jones is going to probably come out, and that's the
if
problem.
he plays, they haven't said for sure
I
Brock
know.
Purdy is out.
Who cares? It's the same player.
It is the same
It
guy.
is not the same guy.
it's more or
Brock
less the same
Purdy
guy.
is a great quarterback.
Stop it.
He's
No.
not elite. He's great.
They're the same
He's just a
quarterback.
feel-good story.
No.
And that, I'm saying this. I'm saying this, fully recognizing that I've probably said the exact opposite of this in the past. But yes, he's more of a feel-good story than he is. What
yes.
you want is your QB1.
I'll take him.
I absolutely agree with Evan. People just like that he was Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, it's a good story, and he's done well, but he's not.
On McCaffrey, though, listen, it was elite usage. He's going to be a top 5 RB. You're going to rank him as a top 5 every week because of his usage. He was not efficient. Let's be really clear. I don't follow this. McCaffrey looked electric. He didn't look electric.
He
to
looked
me.
a bit slower, to be honest with you.
he
But
did.
he's still
He's a stud.
He's
He's
still
got
a
the
stud.
usage.
He's still getting the usage.
Yeah.
Exactly. But let's say 4 years ago. I don't remember when his last injury was, but you know what I'm talking
A year
about.
ago.
A few years back. Well, you know what I mean.
Preseason.
Before last year, prior to that.
Yeah.
That when you had all that explosive out of him, you don't have that quite as much.
No.
But he's still doing. You're rolling with CMC.
Saints. Juwan Johnson, and that's it.
Last thing on San Fran, real quick. Don't chase the tight end who caught a touchdown last week with
No.
Kittle out. Do not chase that. They're going to have like a 3 tight end
I'm
rotation
telling you,
without Kittle.
targets are going to Pearsall, and then they'll pick one of the MVS, Martin Valdez Scantling, will catch a touchdown or
Agreed.
something like that. But yeah, I agree with you. Don't do. What's his name? Tongus,
Yeah,
whatever his name is.
Anyways, Juwan Johnson, you're starting Uriah?
That's it.
You're still rolling with Kamara. You are.
Absolutely.
You're absolutely
Yeah.
rolling with Kamara. He did fine.
Thank you
The
for-
Saints look bad, but Spencer Rattler was not as bad as I expected him to be.
You're saying that as a Saints fan.
And you're right, but I was expecting in the dirt every other down. He looked a little bit better. He's starting to get some sort of rapport with his team. But trouble is, there's not enough good players on the team for him to have a meaningful rapport
He's
with.
looking like South Carolina, Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, we're trying to get that Oklahoma Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, I
But
get that.
I don't know. I'm avoiding and Kamara. Juwan Johnson, I also think that was a fluke.
It could be,
I'm
but-
not with that.
I'm a Rattler hater, and I thought he looked pretty good, actually.
He looks better than I was expecting.
However, I forgot. I haven't been reporting on last week's boom bust performances as we've gone through this, but Kamara reminded me. I had him as bust of the week at running back last week because Evan, you don't know this because you didn't listen to our podcast while you were out.
It's true.
Consensus had him as a top 12 running back
I
last
would have,
week.
if I had been here, I would have told you that that's a bunch of horse.
It was ridiculous. So I said that he would finish worse than Aaron Jones, and indeed he did.
And y'all were
Well,
still
all right, but hang
and y'all were still wanting to start him?
Yeah, I'm still rolling with Aaron. Listen, hang on. Aaron Jones was absolutely saved by a nonsense touchdown at the end.
Doesn't matter. Aaron Jones busted.
100%.
I mean,
Aaron
boomed.
Jones.
Aaron Jones boomed.
Aaron Jones had 3 points
Look, Kamara-
up until that point.
Kamara's tires are so slick, if it ran over bubblegum, it could tell you what flavor it was.
I predicted Aaron Jones over Alvin Kamara. That's a win.
Technically
That's a
correct.
Best
Once
kind.
again, the best kind of correct. All right, fine. No, you're rolling with Alvin Kamara. What are you going to bench him?
Yep.
Who you putting over him?
James Cook.
No, I'm starting Kamara, to be clear. He's just an RB2.
Yeah, okay, you're starting. Okay.
It just has to be the next.
Oh, you're going to
Christian
just start a
McCaffrey.
start.
Okay,
Yeah. Oh, Derrick Henry, I bet.
Tony
J.K.
Pollard.
Dobbins.
You would put J.K. Dobbins over
God,
Kamara.
No, absolutely not. No wonder you lost all your leagues. No wonder you got chopped.
Well,
Got him.
I guess what I'm trying to say is I wouldn't start him.
Tony Pollard or Alvin Kamara?
Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard, 100%.
That's fine.
take
That's
Tony
a close
Pollard,
one.
too.
I would too,
That's
but
fair.
it's close.
But I wouldn't take J.K. Dobbins
I
yet.
just looked at it. This is the
Yeah,
first
no.
person I saw,
Dobbins,
but that's
no.
how bad I feel about Kamara.
All
I
right,
will
fine.
take a game we went past earlier. I forgot. I'll take accountability for myself. I did predict a boom for Tua. I predicted him to finish as a top 14 quarterback.
That
He finished as
worked out.
QB 26.
I was kind of with you there, too. I started him in the Chopped League, and oh my God.
Yeah. So I don't get them all right. I just get 6 of 8 of them right. That's all.
All right, let's move on to the Bills versus the Jets. The
Hey.
Bills. Start everybody.
Yeah, start all your bills. I mean, well, your wide receivers is going to be a mess no matter what you do.
It's going to be
but-
Coleman and Shakir. That's it.
Yeah, I guess, but which one? Neither one of them really exploded.
Look,
I guess
really
Coleman
like
had a pretty
Coleman.
okay game.
And I've said it before. I really like him. I think he's the go-to.
I just thought it was going to be Shakir.
I-
And that's what most people were saying. Shakir
Well,
is the guy.
And Shakir, it just has that trust,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be the slants. It's going to be the crossing routes. Coleman is who you want on the deeps.
Sure.
And I mean, we're looking for touchdowns. I think that's your guy.
There's quite a gulf between the two.
There is.
According to last week's stats, there's way more of a gulf than I would expect. I thought Shakir would be, if not better, a lot closer than that. But you're right. Start them all. Go for it.
I think the gulf will close.
Even Kincaid.
I don't believe in Coleman. Uriah knows this. I've never believed in Keon Coleman. And I thought one of the most telling moments of that game was actually right before halftime. They were in 2-minute drill. They had to throw a sideline pass. Chris Collinsworth was like, "Oh, this is what they've got Keon Coleman for." Keon Coleman sucks at sideline catches, and they did not trust him at that. You know, who they threw it to in that situation, Dalton Kincaid. Dalton
Yeah.
Kincaid is their perimeter guy, despite being a tight end.
I'm rolling with Kincaid comfortably as a tight end the rest of the year.
I'm actually going to sell Kincaid. Well,
I think so.
I'm with you. I'm totally 100%. I
love
think
it.
Knox has transitioned out. And that's just me.
His actual snap count was lower than it was at the end of last year. Kincaid's snap count was
Okay.
lower than it was at the end of last year. It was just situationally, it worked out very well for him, and he's got time to surpass, get better. I'm in a situation where if I've got Kincaid, I've got another tight end that I probably like as well. So I'll just sell high on Kincaid now. I am doing that. Shakir, though. Boom.
Got him
The
a
week
boom
at
this
wide
week?
receiver.
I've got him stashed in one of my leagues. I just didn't have the guts to pull it last week.
Oh, I
Now,
like him. I
Here you
like
go.
him.
Here you
The
go. You can
number
help me out
here-
with this.
Huh?
Zay Flowers or Shakir?
Zay
Shakir.
Flowers. Zay Flowers.
Zay
Sha-
Flowers?
Zay
Shakir.
Flowers.
He just really scared.
Look,
We'll get to that later.
Look, that little,
Sorry,
pe-
we're
that
getting
little
off track.
peanut head sitting on the thing. No. Give me Shakir.
Okay.
No.
The bar for Shakir to boom is pretty low because consensus has him like wide receiver 41 this week.
Nah, he'll beat that.
So what are you
I'm
going to count
saying-
as a boom? Just so I
Here's
can
what I'm
hold
counting
you
as a boom.
accountable.
28.
Yeah. Wide receiver 34, and he finishes better than the bust, who I forgot to mention, Travis Hunter.
I agree with that.
He finishes
I would
ahead
say
of
that
Travis
he's
Hunter
definitely ahead of Travis Hunter.
and
comfortably.
or wide receiver 34.
Okay, here's where it gets bumpy. And y'all are going to laugh and hate me.
Because it's your favorite. He's your favorite guy.
Listen,
He's the one that you were trying to get in round one.
Jets start. I don't want to say this because
You
I
love him.
still don't believe in him.
Ah, you love him.
Justin Fields.
Yeah, there it is. He said it.
And I listen.
Yay.
I'm still going to say it. I think he's going to be trash.
Uh-huh.
That's just me.
They were surprising. They were definitely surprising. Nobody had that pegged.
And
Nobody.
Brees, I gotta start him, and Wilson, I gotta start them. I don't want to,
Yeah, I don't like
Jets
starting
suck.
Garrett Wilson as much.
but I can't argue with production.
I really struggled with this. This is kind of like the A10 one. What I have written down, I don't feel good about. Bust of the week, Justin Fields.
Yeah,
Which I knew you would love.
yeah.
This can go one of two ways. It depends on which Buffalo defense you get. If you get the Buffalo defense for the first 3 quarters of that game, Justin Fields might be QB1 this week.
Right.
Yeah.
Buffalo's defense looked atrocious for 3 quarters, but then I don't even understand how this happens. In the 4th quarter, they shut down Lamar and Derrick Henry. Henry had the one big explosive touchdown, but then after that, locked down. Crazy. And if that's the defense that shows up, they're going to have Justin Fields in a blender. And that's why I have him as bust of the week and finishing worse than Jared Goff.
But you're in a 1 QB league, 12 team. You're probably still starting him if you got him right.
I'm saying no.
Really?
I've got him QB 14. That puts him outside the starting realm. Now I don't blame anyone for disagreeing. I'm also very distracted by I got some
love
new
it.
fishes today, and
They acting up.
they're getting a little territorial at the moment. It's okay. I'm very proud of the new fish. He is standing his ground.
Good for
Just
him.
so everyone knows.
Oh, Lord.
Today's episode is brought to you by Ocean Devotion Los Angeles, who provided these fish. Great customer service. They made sure the fish were very healthy. Shout out to them. Anyways,
Are you sitting any Jets? Fields.
Yeah, I'm sitting Fields unless it's a
Braylon
super
Allen.
flex.
Of course you're sitting
I'm
Braylon.
sitting
Oh, of
Braylon Allen,
course,
but
yeah.
I'm excited about Braylon Allen. I think there's potential here. Brees Hall is going to be the ultimate boom or bust RB2
Yes.
of fantasy
rest
this
of the
year.
season,
yeah,
yes, for
exactly.
sure.
He's going to be so game script dependent.
I still don't think he has it.
It's game script dependent. He had a great script in this game. It worked out well for him. There's going to be other game scripts where it's better for Braylon Allen, and you're going to be really disappointed in Brees Hall. So sure, start him, but just know what you're getting into with him.
I'm kind of out on most of the Jets. I think I'm out on all of them. I would go with Brees Hall in that RB2.
Lord.
Garrett
Am I the
Wilson
only-
looked great.
Am I the only-
Yeah, sure he did. He did, but he looked great against Pittsburgh, and I don't know that he's going to look great
Pittsburgh
against Bills.
defense
I
was so
know.
good last year.
Well, they're terrible
Last
this year.
They didn't look
Are
great
they,
this
or
week.
are the Jets just that good?
Dude,
It's week 2. Let's all go back to the beginning of this podcast when I said that we should not freak out or
But you're
overreact.
freaking out, overreacting,
No.
calling
I'm not
Pittsburgh a
freaking
bad
out.
defense.
I think they
that
are.
I think
I
they are a
watched
bad
that game.
defense. I don't
I did
think that they
too.
looked very sharp. But I think that they are comfortably a worse defense than the Bills.
Oh, definitely.
I don't know. It depends on which Bills defense shows up.
I think either one of them's better. All right, let's move on to the Seahawks versus the Steelers. Seahawks, JSN, and that's it.
Literally.
Yeah.
If you're
Unless-
trusting any running back on that team, God bless you.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's going to be Charbs, huh? It's going to be Charbs for the rest of the year. Charbonnet, is it going to be his?
No, I don't know.
They
Like,
still don't know.
You can make
ridiculous.
a really strong rationale for either one of them just suddenly being the bell cow the rest of the year. Like, you can talk
Dumb.
yourself into either way based on what they've shown. I think Charbonnet is the better. I've always said Charbonnet, I thought was, in his draft class, I thought he was more talented than Jahmyr Gibbs, and I still think that. So I would love to see him get more opportunities. Selfishly, in the Chopped League, I kind of need it to be Ken Walker right now.
Right.
So, you know.
It was just it was a shock. And you know what? Has there ever been a quicker fall off than Cooper Kupp? Has there ever
Oh,
been
sure.
2 years, man, boom, and then
Wide receivers hit cliffs fast.
I guess, man, but that just seemed to me because
I don't know.
it could be because
Julio's
he won
cliff
me.
was ridiculous. Julio went from
But
being,
he had it
no,
for longer.
he had it for longer.
Yeah,
Cooper,
but when he
Cooper
hit the
went
cliff.
You got to
straight up
Look,
and then
you
right
got to
back
think.
Yeah,
you
that's
got to
fair.
think more like Peyton Hillis, Trent
Right.
Richardson.
Yeah, yeah,
I see what
that
you're saying.
kind
of
Like the incline was short-lived as well.
Yeah, it was just-
It was
then
a bump in the
Michael
road.
Thomas is the obvious comparison.
Had
Okay.
one-
Yeah, no, that's fair. He had 2 or 3 good
Yeah, he
years.
had 2 or 3.
And then he hurt his toe and never came
And
back.
Cup had a few good years.
got that bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
No,
what matters.
I always compared Cup to Michael Thomas as a player. So
Fair
yeah,
enough.
I think that's
All
it.
right. So Steelers, Rodgers as a flex, and you start DK. That's
Yeah,
it.
I'm not sold on Jalen Warren. Everybody was real high on Jalen Warren. I don't love it.
I felt like a genius all off season. If you were here, you were both here for the RB show where I was like, Ken Gainwell, watch out for Ken Gainwell,
Mississippi boy.
and I drafted him. And also last week I said that Caleb Johnson would be bust of the year when I was complaining about the fantasy footballers who were talking about him being a fantasy MVP.
Where you
I
at,
said he
Matt?
was going to be the bust of the year. Yeah, man.
Where you at, Matt?
Turn off the footballers. Caleb Johnson, drop him now.
Yeah, get rid of him.
He is a waste of a roster spot. The only way he does anything is if one of the two get hurt. And even then, there's better options. He's not even like a premium handcuff.
DK looked good.
He did look good.
DK looks,
I like the
return
way
to
they're
form.
using him.
Yeah,
right.
I think that's a good pairing. Rodgers and
I
DK. I
agree.
think it's solid.
Let's look at the next one. The Browns versus the Ravens. The Browns start. Flacco at a flex.
Yeah, I guess he's a low end flex.
Nah.
He's a low end
No, thank you.
QB too for me. But Dylan Sampson. That's who I think. Dylan Sampson. I also think that stashing Cedric Tillman is going to be
I think that's a good
pay
one.
off. This
Good
year.
thing somebody already did that in our league.
I remember we talked at the draft. I was like, "Who am I going to keep? Cedric Tillman?" And then probably should have. Probably
about-
should have kept him
What
for
about that
low.
Harold Fannin?
Yeah, that he looks like he's going to be the
Yep.
stuff. He's
Uriah had kept talking up Harold Fannin, and I was very dismissive of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm willing to admit when I'm wrong.
Now, it was one game, and I
Sure.
will say that. But
it
I
was
think it's
one
real,
game
though.
against one of the worst defenses in the league.
I think
But
it's real.
I liked the way it looked in the scheme
Yeah.
of things.
Look, when you-
I liked his usage.
when you have
Yeah.
him starting in the slot
Yeah.
sometimes, I mean, that's gold.
The usage was legit.
Yeah.
As much as you were talking about Jamari Thrash,
Njoku.
maybe the actual slot,
Give-
maybe the actual slot
Give
receiver
it
is
time.
Harold Fannin.
Give it time.
The actual slot receivers. Now, on the topic of Njoku, I have a lot to say here because you may recall, Uriah, that last week's bust tight end of the week was David Njoku, who I said would finish outside the top 7 tight ends.
He did.
Boy, howdy, he finished as tight end 24.
Wow, that's a good bit outside of 7.
A good bit.
And I'm going back to the well. Bust of the week tight end again. David Njoku this time finishes outside the top 11 tight ends.
Is
Outside
he-
top 11. But again, I don't know if that counts as a bust because you know that he's doing badly right now.
Yeah, but
I agree with you.
consensus
I
still
understand.
has him much
I
higher
understand.
than
I'm going to agree with you on that. For sure, lower than 11.
Yeah.
And then I know I said this earlier. Ravens
Sit them all.
start everyone.
No, but, okay, so
Including
this
Zay?
is kind of what I was talking about.
Including
Zay Flowers does this. And this is
He
why
does.
he is such a frustrating fantasy player because he will have a week just like that where
Yep.
he is crushing it, and then he'll just disappear.
Yep.
And it's all because of the way that the Ravens play football, and it is so script dependent. You will not ever know when you're supposed to start Zay Flowers.
I
He's
agree.
a huge dice roll. He's absolutely fantastic when he's on, and then other times it's like, did he even get on the plane?
But I will say this after I said start everyone. Once again, Browns defense looks good.
Yeah, I don't think they look good enough to start this week.
I didn't say start them. I'm just saying they look good. What I'm getting at is
I got you.
the Ravens it's a shaky start.
Yeah, it
for
limits
everyone.
their ceiling.
I mean,
I get you.
And Lamar and Derek, you got to, because first
sure.
where you drafted them.
Man, Derrick Henry, until that fumble, he looked so freaking good.
It's crazy.
He
It's
looked
crazy
as good
this
as he's ever looked.
This guy will not age.
And
He just
man,
refuses
and
to.
what about oh Lord, I can't think of his name. Myles Garrett, 3 sacks in a row.
It ended up only being
Well,
2.
it
They
ended up
didn't
being
credit
2,
him for the
but-
third, but he got the pressure there.
Man.
For all you jokers who
He's
don't
a
know that there's
stud.
more to a defensive lineman than just sacks, he applied the pressure to generate that third sack.
And he applied a lot more pressure than just that one too.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
he's,
sure.
He's
For sure. Best defensive lineman in the NFL. Ever since Aaron Donald retired, he's been the best defensive lineman. So, yeah, I what team are we talking about? Not Cleveland, but the other one.
Ravens.
The Ravens. Yeah, I'm starting Zay Flowers. I think I agree with everything you said, Evan. But I think when you have this guy who's still young, he's on a rookie contract, so this is year 3, who has historically been boom or bust, but he boomed in week 1. You've got to at least buy into the possibility that maybe he's no longer boom or bust. This is just what he is.
I would agree with that for sure, and also especially since they're not really looking at tight ends as much as they
Yeah.
used to. That definitely opens up a little bit more for him. But
Yep.
it's scary. It's
What
scary
about
until we see
what
it.
about Zay Flowers versus Scary Terry?
Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers?
Yeah.
Zay Flowers, or let's see, Malik Neighbors.
Malik Neighbors.
Ooh.
He's thinking about
We got a
it.
speed bump
Does it
over here.
depend?
Yeah, that one's
Does
tough
your
for me
answer
just
depend on who the quarterback
It
for the Giants
absolutely
is?
does. It absolutely does.
Speed
And it
bump.
also kind of depends on who they're playing, because I'll take Russell Wilson and Malik Neighbors against a certain defense, but otherwise, I might still roll with Zay Flowers. I like
We're
Malik
going this
Neighbors.
week. This week.
Okay, I'll go Malik. I'll go Malik this week.
Stephen Diggs, Zay Flowers.
Zay Flowers.
Okay.
Yeah, by far.
Okay. Let's move on to the Broncos versus the Colts. Broncos start. Oh, Sutton question mark. JK question mark.
Yeah. What happened to old Bo Picks? Bo Picks
Old
showing
Bo
back up?
Picks, who I picked as
Listen.
the bust of the week quarterback last
Listen,
week.
Auburn, Bo Nix showed up to the game.
Yeah.
Did what he did.
It's tough. That's tough.
Somebody said Bo Nix would finish outside the top 14 quarterbacks. He finished as QB 23. At the same time, I felt hypocritical saying this. I did predict that Cortland Sutton
Would be a boom.
would be a boom, and indeed he was.
Strange. I'm still holding on to hope for Marvin Mims. I know he lost that fumble and he didn't get a whole lot of usage,
Yeah.
but I still think I'm giving him time.
Yeah.
I'm giving him time.
How are you feeling about the running back situation?
I don't know what to
That's-
do with it. It's J.K. Dobbins, I think.
I think
RJ
it is
Harvey,
too. I think
maybe.
RJ Harvey is in the woodshed for right now.
Harvey had the explosive plays. Like, Harvey looked better out there than Dobbins. I think Harvey was drafted too early in in fantasy for what he is. However, this is probably, I can see a world where this is a Bucky Irving situation where over time he overtakes J.K. Dobbins.
Yeah, next year.
No, that's not what happened with Bucky.
I'm talking about though this situation next year.
No, I know Sean Payton's frustrating, but you're going to have to give this time.
He's always been
Look, this
frustrating.
Yeah,
is this is just
nothing new.
that's just Sean Payton.
Yeah, for
that's what
sure.
he
How
does.
it.
For sure.
But for right now, it's J.K. over Harvey.
Yeah,
Easy.
but you're not starting either of them to me.
Probably
I
wouldn't.
wouldn't. And like I
probably
said,
wouldn't.
Sutton is a flex at most to me. Just because I don't know
Wide receiver 2.
I don't know who we're getting.
Yeah.
The Broncos wise.
Sutton,
What
I
Bo
just
next?
think-
Are we getting Oregon with dump off
Sure.
passes, or are we getting Auburn who just can't do anything?
Tell you who did look good. I'm so glad to see it. Troy Franklin as their slot receiver. I was really high on him coming out of when he was a rookie, and then he had a terrible rookie season. He looked good in the slot role. Bo Nix's old teammate. But yeah, Nix, I don't know. I predicted a sophomore slump for Nix.
You can avoid Evan Ingram too.
Oh yeah, and he's hurt now, I think.
Gosh, I
but-
know.
Did he get hurt?
Yeah.
Well, even still, who's behind him? Troutman's behind him. You can avoid tight ends under a Sean Payton offense
Yeah.
almost, unless their name is Jimmy Graham and it's 2015.
Yeah,
you can
people
avoid
are
him.
still chasing that. Though.
Yeah.
People are still saying, "Remember when Sean Payton and Jimmy Graham?
Yeah.
So he's got Evan Ingram now, so it's got to be good."
Yeah, it's, stay
listen,
away.
in if you're not in a deep league, if you're in like a Yahoo league, you can drop Ingram.
Mm-hmm.
You can just drop him flat out.
All right, let's. Ooh, I like this one. Let me get the Colts starts. Daniel Jones, Jonathan Taylor, Michael
Indiana.
Pittman,
I'm going to say this question.
and Warren.
I'm going to say this question knowing full well the way that our co-host is going to react to it. But who could have seen Danny Dimes coming back to the plate?
Look, he played on the worst NFL team in the league,
That's true.
And this is what happens.
And this is it. And he looked.
much like other people.
He's outstanding. He looked really, really good. This is a good fit. It kind of boned Jonathan Taylor a little bit, but I don't see that lasting the entire season. I'm rolling Daniel Jones, high QB2.
Indiana Jones.
Oh my God!
Stop that.
When did you Google that?
Yeah, I mean, I said this is the best situation of his career. I mean that. I believe that. So we've seen him be good before. I don't think he's going to do this thing that's never been done before, where you literally
No.
scored every possession.
Right.
I don't think that's sustainable. But I think you have a very good quarterback in Daniel Jones.
I say.
So is it?
not-
Do you think it's Pittman the rest of the year? Do you
Oh,
think he
yes.
starts working in Pierce
look,
and Downs?
He loves Downs.
I've started Pittman over Downs last
Okay.
week.
I
So
would-
I
I love
think Josh
Pittman.
Downs is talented. Josh Downs missed most of the preseason with a hamstring, so I assume I'd originally started Downs, and then I last second swapped in Pittman because I was like, Downs is going to have a slow start. Maybe Tyler Warren is just taking all the short stuff now, and he is
Hey,
so
by
far.
the way, Tyler Warren, absolutely. I was up on him very much, and he
Delivered.
looks like he's rocketing towards
we
the
all
top.
loved Tyler Warren, and we were all right.
Yeah,
Congratulations to us.
congratulations to us. We're very smart
But yeah.
a lot
Hold
of the
back
time.
on the tight end episode. Your boy. I nailed him, dude.
Yeah, we love us some Tyler Warren. I've said over and over again, I am sad that I didn't get him in any drafts.
I am too.
Because I really did believe in the
He just
talent.
went too early.
Yeah, well, it was just that I made such a big deal of getting a big three tight end in every draft.
I don't think I'm ever going to believe in the big three tight end game again. I just don't think I'm going to deal with that.
I think there's just like one or two, and that's
But
it.
every year there's a big three. There's a big three, and then
It's
two of
different,
them are
yeah.
just kind of whatever, and one might continue the mantra, but then you have somebody
Yeah.
from nowhere that is now the new top.
That's
pick.
usually the game I play. I just felt more strongly about it this year. Like I felt more confident in those three. And I mean, look, now two of the three are hurt. You can't predict that.
Yeah,
but
sure.
they all did look good before they got hurt. Kittle looked great. Bowers looked honestly better than I expected him to. And
Is he?
Trey McBride
Have
looked
they
great.
given an update? Is he out
It's
for
still
a week?
questionable. We
Okay.
don't. Yeah, he's day to day
Gotcha.
with the knee. But anyways, all that to say, the Colts. Yeah, I think Pittman's flex every week.
He burned me so much last year, but it wasn't his fault.
You know, I'm not high on Pittman.
No,
Yeah,
he,
no, I know.
he hates it. Well, I wouldn't say hate, but
I've never been a huge believer in the talent, but I think he's fine in this system. Daniel Jones does like a lot of the looks that he's good at. Is Evan looking at my possums?
Yeah, I saw some movement, and I was
yeah.
like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think he's a weekly flex.
All right.
Jonathan Taylor usage is still elite. He's the only running back that plays 100% of the snaps.
all right. So let's go to the Panthers versus the Cards. Panthers. Are we starting anybody?
You start
Tyrell
Chuba.
McMillan.
Start Chuba too, I think.
Yeah.
You roll
that's
with
true.
Chuba. I really wish Xavier Leggett would break
Show up.
through, but it did not look good.
I think Tet's the only one, and I think he's a flex.
The only thing I will say, and yeah, I loved Xavier Leggett as a prospect, and he was so disappointing last year.
How much of
with
this
his
do you put
hands.
on Bryce?
A lot.
No, Leggett's
Oh, I'm
got
talking about
drop
just-
problems.
I'm talking about just
well,
in
no,
general.
yeah, for sure he did. But I mean, even Tet had some gnarly drops.
He did.
That's just the ball placement. That's what I'm getting at.
Leggett was 3 for 7.
You
Tet was
can't. You
5 for 9.
can't. I mean, you need it here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't need it.
Oh, I mean, Leggett last year had some perfectly thrown balls that he dropped.
Right. Just,
So I hate to say it because I thought he was such an outstanding prospect. All that to say, it was the weather game. Same thing I said with Jags. It was the weather game. So
Insert eye roll.
hold on to
yeah, you're
Leggett
not,
for one more
You're
week.
not dropping him yet.
No, next week you probably do. Like, I don't expect him to do much this week, but just in case, you hold on to him and then you drop him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say it. I hope I'm wrong about Leggett. I really, really do, because I thought he was like the size speed is always going to get me.
Leggett or Booty?
Butte.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know.
Yeah,
All right.
Butte might overtake and get more snaps as the year goes on. Leggett, I think we know what he is, and Bryce Young looks terrible again.
They just need to bench him for 5 weeks. And
Yeah.
right.
And
Who's
we'll
the
have-
backup there now? I forget.
Ooh, here comes
Because Andy
No.
Dalton's hurt or something, I think.
I honestly don't even know the backup.
Let's go to the Cardinals. Who we starting?
Trey Benson, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
and
the way to
So
do
glad
it.
I drafted him.
And I think you got to start in what league?
Oh, Trey Benson. I'm thinking Trey McBride.
I was
Sorry.
supposed to say.
Oh, yeah. No, I wouldn't start Trey Benson.
Uh,
Excuse my
I would
language.
roll with Trey
he's
Benson.
he's
about to
definitely a
take it.
flex.
He's about to. We talked over and over again about that Bucky Irving role. I think that's about
I
as
think
close
this is
a
a different
comparison.
situation.
I
Nah,
really
James
don't.
Conner.
James Conner is.
Look, he's got that Volkswagen mileage going
He's
on.
aging out.
This is a
and
different situation.
Trey Benson looked sharp.
And Marvin Harrison, I think you got to. McBride, you got to.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler, where y'all at with him?
How did you do last week? Yeah, he did all right.
he did okay.
162. Yeah, that's.
Well, I mean, Joe Burrow did like 140
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. I mean, it's just.
I mean,
I'm still about the same as I always am on Kyler.
I'm not hating on him.
yeah, I've noticed. You've changed your tune.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm lower on Kyler
Well-
than you are right now.
Well, I definitely said a flex, like a 2 quarterback, super quarterback league.
Yeah.
He'd be a flex.
That's what he is to me. A high-end
um,
super flex.
It's just. It's one of those things. He's got a lot of weapons.
He does.
And I don't know. That son gun is quick. I mean, he is fast.
Yeah. I was really frustrated with him still not being on the same page as Marvin Harrison.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's Kyler's fault, not Marvin Harrison's
I do
fault.
too.
Back to the Benson thing, though. I do think y'all are overreacting to week 1 a little bit. I think if you look at usage,
I think he's there.
I like Benson. I think this is a clear situation of Connor being the early down back and Benson being the third down back, which is fine. Benson's a guy that, kind of like I said about Eckler, when you get to bye week blues, sure, you can start him. I wouldn't start him in a full slate. And Connor, they love Connor.
I know that they do, and I don't mean to disparage James Conner, but if you're talking about it, Connor had 12 carries, Benson had 8, and Benson did more with his 8 than Connor did with his 12.
Well, Connor got the touchdown.
He did get the touchdown.
And he would have gone
That's
for
fair.
fair.
50
That's
yards
fair.
on that touchdown if there
Fell
were.
in.
Yeah, it's fair.
All right.
He did get the touchdown, but that could have been anybody.
Javonte Williams, insert. Okay. Eagles versus the Chiefs. Ooh.
What's going on with the
Eagles.
Chiefs?
Who
Is
we-
anybody still there?
Super Bowl rematch.
Who
Anybody still
are we
there?
starting? Everybody? I think AJ's going to. I think he's going to have a comeback.
Let's
Here's the
talk
thing
about AJ.
AJ, a lot of people have that's one of the poster children for don't overreact to week 1. is
No.
AJ Brown. I got people in other leagues trying to sell on him already, selling him cheap.
I hope you pick
and
him up.
Yeah, it just he's still dealing with that hamstring injury a little bit, and the Eagles just didn't look his way. Yeah, you're rolling AJ Brown 100%.
Look. Go ahead.
Go- you
No,
can
go
go.
ahead. Go, I'll just get this hit the sits.
Okay. So I agree you're starting A.J. Brown 100%. I think you do have to know what you're getting, and he is either going to be a wide receiver
Boom or
1.
bust.
Yeah, he's,
Yeah.
he's the ultimate boomer bust. He's either going to be wide receiver 1 or he won't crack the top 30 wide receivers on the week. And what we saw with A.J. Brown, we saw this usage play out more and more as the year went on last year. This was just a continuation. They don't throw to him in zone coverage. And
Look-
Dallas ran a ton of zone.
Listen, I will say this. Philadelphia is a running team. Period.
Yeah, right now
Me-
it very much is. I mean,
If you
their
had-
leading receiver was Dallas Goddard.
Yeah, which sit him this week,
I mean,
and Devontae Smith.
I mean, the thing is, and we should look into how much man versus zone did the Chiefs run last week, because, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but in man, I think A.J. Brown will always be very good, and Devontae will always be pretty good. But in zone, they throw to Goddard, and even more so, Jahan Dotson. They are loving Jahan Dotson in zone, but they just want A.J. Brown to do one thing, and that is contested catches on the perimeter. It's a shame, because he's so much more talented than that. You can put him in this as a big slot.
I feel like we're recording this in Chicago with all the police sirens.
There have been a lot of sirens today. But,
I'm sorry.
Some Mississippi towns have higher crime rates than Chicago. Let's
Jackson.
just to be.
I don't know what the per capita is for Hattiesburg, but it's probably up there.
All right, this will be the interesting one. Chiefs. My homie in Hollywood, and I feel gross
Ugh,
saying that.
I do not like. I
feel
I
gross saying
don't
it.
like saying Hollywood Brown.
I
But
don't either.
as he showed you last week, maybe he's definitely throwing a flex if you need it.
How much money was paid to Travis Kelce to take out his own man?
That gets into something for me, though.
Taylor T Swift was like, get those catches.
You know how Bill Belichick's. If I take my love for the man out of it, you know how Bill Belichick kind of stopped being a good coach towards the end in New England? Do you think the same thing's happening with Andy Reid?
I think they figured him out. I think that they figured out that duo, Mahomes
I
and
think
Andy
it's
Reid.
more than that. I think if you watch the play that Xavier Worthy got injured on, that was poor football. It wasn't anything the defense did. It looked like a high school football team running a mesh route.
And I got mad at that because at first they were like, "Oh, the defender pushed Travis." No. Travis Kelce ran straight into it.
Are you putting that? Okay. It's the fundamentals, not the play design, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
But how much of that is would you really put on Reed, and how much of that would you put on the fact that Travis Kelce should have retired 2 years ago?
Look, that's Kelce.
Well, I put it on all.
100%.
I think that Andy Reid has lost control of this team in this way.
And Patrick does whatever he wants.
Yeah, they just kind of become celebrities. I'm sorry, like Swifties, I'm not coming after you guys. It's nothing personal in that way.
Oh, please do.
There's a crowd forming on the air.
But they really have adopted, especially Patrick and Travis, the celebrity mentality. I said it last week, I think, or week before, one or the other, that I really didn't like
celebrities.
That they were going to basketball games and shit during the preseason.
Wow.
I didn't like that they were going to basketball games instead of being locked in with this.
Sure.
And I think that showed in week one. Kelce he killed his own teammate.
Killed him good.
Because he wasn't running the route properly.
Yeah. I just don't think he cares. I don't think he cares, and that's exactly why I say that he should have retired 2 years ago.
I almost said shout out Henry Riggs.
Oh God!
Wow.
Ambient alert! Ambient alert!
All right,
We're gonna edit this whole part of the podcast.
No, I'm not. All right, let's move on. Falcons versus the Vikings.
I'm sorry. Last thing on the Chiefs. What do we think about Pacheco? Because I don't know what to think.
I don't know what to do with him.
You better bench him.
I don't really like any of the Chiefs. I don't like touching
any of
a
them
single
either.
one of them.
But like I said, my homie's going to throw to somebody, and it's going to be Hollywood
they're
Brown.
gonna finish 14-3 and make a deep playoff run, but nobody's gonna score any points.
Actually, I will say it's either going to be Hollywood Brown or Kelce.
Yeah.
One of the two is going to blow
Or
up.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
It could be.
DFS.
He had a decent looking catch in there that I saw.
Like Matumbo would say, no.
I'm gonna just for that. I am gonna do Juju in a DFS lineup this week.
Why
Please
not?
do.
Give it a shot.
All right, Falcons versus the Vikings. Falcons, who are we starting? Everybody?
Drake London's hurt.
Except for Pitts.
Drake London's hurt.
Yeah.
Darnell Mooney's out. So
Bijan landed in Phoenix.
does that leave?
If Drake London is out, he's questionable right now. If he is out, and you just want to have, the kind of flex that will make you just feel so good about yourself if it works out.
When he called his
Ray
one,
McCloud.
when he called his one
Lord.
catch last week, I was like, Foley's just hog heaven over there.
Oh my God! I got that other kid. Casey Washington.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in any of them if
I'm not
Drake
either.
London's out. I'm going Bijan, and you can bench Penix, but he's one that I would absolutely stash. I mean, he's probably not one that I'm starting most weeks, but in certain spots.
And I'm sitting Pitts for
Without-
pure hatred of Pitts.
Yeah, I'm pretty much out on Pitts.
Even though he had a decent
Again.
game.
Yeah, he had an okay game, but you know what?
I know.
It's Kyle Pitts. It's terrible.
He's going to do Kyle Pitts things.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much out on him again.
Again,
let's move-
did you go? So you kind of
He liked him last week.
danced back
did-
over that
well,
line.
You
towards
remember,
him.
I was fully out by the end of last
I remember
year.
at the beginning of this year before the
you
draft.
were like, I like me some Pitts.
Before the draft, you were down on him too. You're like, I'm not going to get
And then
fooled
the closer
again.
we got, the more I moved him up. Still
Yes.
didn't draft him anywhere.
Uh-huh.
But I was starting to dip.
Last week, you
I
were
was-
like, I like me Pitts.
I was Kyle curious.
Oh my god!
Oh, okay. what is that? Pansexual?
And now I've seen enough.
We're done. We're done with Kyle Pitts. Good
All right,
for you. That's
let's-
growth.
Look, let's move on. Vikings starting Justin Jefferson.
You're starting Justin Jefferson. You're starting
And
Jordan
Mason.
Mason, which is a real kick in the butt because it was still supposed to be Aaron Jones. It was
Love it.
supposed to. Once again, talking about the Bucky Irving situation. That's how this was supposed to go.
Do I start Mason this week?
Yeah.
I like him.
I start
too.
Mason too, and you know what? I probably on deeper leagues and flexing Aaron Jones too because as he showed you this week, he might run a stupid route and catch a touchdown in the middle of dead time.
I think you've got to rank them like right next to each other.
Yeah. You just don't know.
Yeah. If you call Jordan Mason an RB2, you got to call Aaron Jones an RB2 because their splits are very similar.
They are, but Aaron Jones was not hitting the line as good as Jordan Mason. He was
no,
not doing.
Mason's bigger and stronger.
He wasn't having. I mean, he isn't showing his old style of breaking contact yards out. I don't know what his yards after contact were, but I would imagine they were far lower than Jordan Mason's.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Sit the other JJ and TJ.
You can start McCarthy in a super flex.
Yeah.
I already gave my little rant, but I feel justified in taking JJ McCarthy now and being so high on him.
I hope to see him continue to progress.
Yeah.
I hope that was just the jitters. I mean, starting off in Soldier Field is not easy. It's not an easy place to play your first game. And they're in Minnesota this week.
Yep. In a dome.
You know, I'd probably go with him.
Hey, I do have to admit, one that I had wrong last week. I had a boom for TJ Hawkinson. That was one of the two that I got wrong. He ended up. I predicted him to finish as a top 7 tight end. He finished as tight end 31. So
Yeah, it was not good, and
but
that's disappointing.
but
Totally bad.
I had the Aaron Jones ahead of Alvin Kamara. So
You win.
You did it.
All right, let's go to the Bucks and Texans. And before we even get started, NFL, why are we putting on 2 Monday night games?
I kinda
hate
like
this. I hate it.
I missed the doubleheader because now I can just switch back and forth when there's a
You know
commercial.
what? I would rather have 2 Monday night games every week and no more Thursday night football.
Yeah, but when you
I hate Thursday night.
when you
But
put
you get Al Michaels on Thursday night.
when you put the
Well,
hat
on Monday, who cares?
Look, when you put the hat on and you go ahoy, you can't flip back and forth. It's a lot harder to catch it.
I see.
I got you.
Well, for the rest
Shout
of
out,
us,
shout out to the Pirate James.
I like being able to switch back and forth and avoid the commercials.
It's overrated to watch all those commercials. Isn't it?
I usually watch things on my phone, whatever streaming app they are. So I've got all of them, and
Monday
except
night,
for NFL Plus, by the way, piece of crap. What is that?
Monday Night Football. Sorry, real quick rant. It still has the worst commentator crew.
hate Joe
As a
Buck.
Tony Romo hater, I would rather Tony Romo than Joe Buck and Troy Aikman.
Joe
oh
Buck
my
has
god!
bugged me my
Yes.
whole life.
Oh yeah, ever since all the humanity of Randy Moss.
Yeah, what a disgusting act that is. Oh, God. Shut up, Joe Buck. You know who else can shut up? Chris Collinsworth. Go to
I
hell.
like Chris. You know I like Chris.
Go to hell.
I like Chris.
Did you see that play? It was all over Facebook
James
today.
Cook.
The James Cook busted
Yeah.
for 50 yards down to the wall.
Josh Allen here.
And then Chris Collins,
But
that was all Josh Allen.
if you listen to the rest of what he's saying, he had a point. And I'm actually going to get into a similar thing with Trey.
Just what? Just reading the dump off? Was that his
well,
point?
it was an audible. Like he did check into that play, and he was saying he read that if I check into this play, James goes, and there was some truth to that, but I understand why that came off annoying, and the way he said it was dumb.
Yeah.
On the other hand, what I thought was ridiculous last night was Troy Aikman on like Swift's first big run of the game.
I know.
He goes, you can really see Caleb's cadence getting better. His cadence is so much better than last year. That's why that play was...
It worked,
What
yeah.
the hell are you talking... The only two people who care about cadence this much are him and Jay Gruden, or John Gruden. Shut up. I don't care. That's not what's important here. His cadence was not his problem last year.
What is important is the Bucks. Who you starting? Baker, Bucky, Emeka / Evans.
Yeah. That's it.
A lot of people were really down on Baker. I don't know what that was all about. But people weren't believing in Baker this year. I rolled with him in my league.
I don't
Very
know how
comfortable. How do you not?
I don't-
what
I had
has
his
changed?
QB4.
There's too many weapons.
You look at not
something like
us
that.
because we're all very smart and attractive. But on all these other things, Baker's
unless you get chopped
regressed.
first.
He's lower down to 15. You know, and just I don't know how you get to that point. I was real high on Baker.
And saying that, shout out to my son for rage bait me. That was not the middle finger.
That was the ring finger, everybody. This is still a PG show, except when I actually let some shit
You and
fly.
Evan.
To be fair, I think some people were getting lower on him because it was clear Godwin wasn't going to be back. And
Yeah, but they
Jalen
just
McMillan.
reloaded.
I know, and Jalen McMillan got hurt, so like,
But who cares?
Hey, I love Ibuka.
Is this the year? It would not surprise me, even in the slightest, that the first time in my life that I draft Mike Evans,
It is.
it's the one where he doesn't hit 1,000 and he's out.
I genuinely
Retires.
think it is. I don't think he hits 1,000 this year. I hope I'm wrong. I hope to God, and I'm still, again,
Is he? So he's tied
Trade
for the record.
negotiations.
Is that right? He's tied. So
tied
if he
with Jerry
hit
Rice.
it this year,
That's
it
going
would
to be
all
terrible
his.
for him to miss that.
yeah.
Thanks, Evan.
But Ibuka's kind of just that good.
He is really good.
But yeah, I think you're still starting Evans. Don't write him off after 1 week. He'll have really good games.
I'm sure that I'm going to end up starting him every week,
You have to.
regardless. Yeah.
He will have some monster games.
Texans. CJ and a flex, and that's it.
Yeah.
I think you got to Nico just because you drafted him so early, but
I don't know that either of you would have disagreed with me, but I was telling everybody to stay away from the backfield altogether.
I didn't have a choice, and I'm probably going back to that well again because my running backs. Well, no, I might not actually.
you got Bill though.
It might be Jalen Warren and Ja'Cory for me this week, and no Chubb. That's probably
It's
true.
Bill.
Yeah.
Bill.
Ja'Cory.
I just, but even the ones that I was kind of high on your Woody Marks, eventually taking it up, it doesn't look good back there.
I will say, like, the Texans' O-line is trash. Let's be really clear about that. Chubb himself, I was glad to see. He didn't look as bad as he did
Chubb
last
is
year.
just a
If you want to
placeholder.
talk about CMC looking slower, Nick Chubb
Yes.
has lost 2 steps.
Well, two steps compared to 2 years ago, but he looked better than he did with Cleveland last year when he came back.
Too early though. That's why.
Yeah, he came back too
way
early.
too early. But I still, you can't get back to form after you explode your knee completely twice.
For the not for the first time.
You can't. And I applaud him for being out there and even trying, but he's definitely lost some steps.
I agree. He's a desperation flex.
Let's move on to the last game: Chargers versus the Raiders.
I was kind of, making fun of Quentin Johnson a little bit, and he did kind of
grew
get
some
saved.
hands.
He got saved by that last touchdown. But what my point, I talked about it in our group chat about how they kept going on and on about how he's made these great strides in the offseason. And he had a good game for sure, but he's still making the exact same stupid mistakes over and over and over. He did get his 2 touchdowns. Good for him. I'm glad he put up numbers for somebody. But when you need that clutch play, it's just not Quentin Johnson.
That's what Keenan Allen's for.
Yeah.
Look, I got Herbert. You must start.
Yep. I'm with
I
you
got
on
him
Herbert.
number 2. Hampton a flex, and then Johnston, Ladede, and Keenan Allen. Flex them if you got them.
Is Vlad going to be a super disappointment this year?
Probably.
Vlad.
I don't think that he lives
Look,
up to what everybody expected after last
It
year.
all depends. Do they stay in the throwing formation? You know, the first year Jim Harbaugh, whoever, Harbaugh, they were run. And at the end of the year, he let Justin Herbert fly.
Yeah.
And it continued to this first game.
Yep.
I mean, it's like 70% throw rate, 60
Yeah, it's
something.
wild to see.
So,
I will say,
It all
even with
depends.
that, I did really appreciate the usage out of Amari and Hampton. I was really
Yep.
worried about how that was going to go, but he sure looks like
Oh, man.
he's going to fit
Look,
well with
catching
their
passes.
scheme.
he's got that power, though. I'm
He's-
telling you, man.
that's one to absolutely. I mean, he's already gone in your league. No matter who you are, he's
Yeah.
gone. But he's absolutely somebody to watch out for.
An elusive bruiser is
Yeah.
the archetype in college football 26. That's exactly what he is.
All right, the second best rookie, the Raiders, Ashton Genty.
Hey, did
Second
anybody
Bust
here at
of
this
the week.
table talk about how they didn't think that Ashton Genty was going to come out swinging? Is there anybody here that
Yeah.
you can recall?
It's week
saying
one,
that
Evan.
This is
it's
not
week one. Let's not
This is
overreact.
not a good situation to get him where he should and can be.
Look, the
Yeah, I was
only,
right. I was
the-
right.
the
Everything else was a fluke because it's week one, but I was right about this.
The only person you start on this team is Bowers. If he's healthy, which I think
honestly, you're still
he's-
starting Genty too, but he's not going to
Yeah,
be
you're
your
starting-
running back
yeah.
one.
Listen, I'll give you some hot takes here. Superflex Geno Smith. Last week I wouldn't have said that. Did not say that. He showed me enough to. Yeah, Geno looked good last week.
He's looked good for years. People
for
are
sure, I
down
think
on
he's
this guy.
good.
He's feeling. He looks pretty okay.
Start Ashton Genty. Start Jacoby Myers as a flex. And
Trey Tucker.
Yeah, Bowers. No, I'm not interested in Trey Tucker.
No,
not
I don't
interested in
think Trey
Better
Tucker.
than Jacoby.
Listen, Dante Thornton, I think is stash
Stash,
for sure.
for sure.
For sure, hold on to Dante Thornton.
Yeah.
I had him. I dropped him for Vikings defense,
Yeah, I
which
couldn't
was a
believe you did
mistake. Because I wasn't sure about the Cards defense, and as you see now, I was right to be doubtful of that. But Dante Thornton, hold him. I think you're going to get something out of him later in the year.
Yeah.
I don't think what's his name? What would you say?
Trey Tucker.
Trey Tucker. I don't think that's the way to go.
No, thank you. I will say Ashton Genty bust of the week.
Yep.
At running back, I have him finishing behind Devon Achane and indeed outside of the top 12 running backs this week. Better days ahead, though. I do believe better days are ahead for Genty. I just don't think this is the week for it against the Chargers.
We got any closing thoughts?
I do.
We got some stuff
I know
we
you-
got to go
I know
over,
you-
right?
Oh gosh,
Yeah, I
I
got
forgot
some
about
stuff. I got
this.
some stuff. I know this is longer than normal.
Let me go.
but I
Let me
got
come
some-
in last place again.
We got some stuff to go over as I flip through my manifestos here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, jeez. How far back do I have to go
So
for this one?
many.
I mean, just
What do you
while
even write on all those?
While I'm looking for the correct one,
There's so
I will just
much going
recap waivers of the week. So again, in really deep leagues, these are okay. Great. These are the best players available in our league. So these apply to you if you're in a really deep league. At quarterback, I think it's actually Anthony Richardson. If you're
oh
looking
god,
for
oh Lord, that hurt.
if something were to happen to Daniel Jones, and at least there's a narrative you can talk yourself into that, hey, maybe the whole offense is just this good this year.
no, no.
I don't-
The trouble with that is this offense feels the same.
As
It
it-
feels as
as-
good as it was last year, except last year the big problem was the Anthony
AR.
Richardson.
If
He
you're a
is the
Daniel
terrible
Jones owner,
quarterback.
maybe handcuff AR.
Do not. Jackson
save
Dart.
your butt in our league. You basically have to. You basically
Well,
would
that's-
have to.
that's
I'm
have
not
different.
doing it because I have so many quarterbacks to
Sure.
choose from, but most people aren't as blessed as I am.
Right.
What about the running
at
backs?
Position. Yeah, running backs are a different
Anyway,
story.
go ahead.
Running backs, maybe I will look at the best available. Kyle Monongai,
Monongano.
who is, I think, at this point, the clear handcuff to DeAndre Swift, and a pretty high upside one at that.
He
If
did
something
get
were to
some
happen to
touches.
Swift, Monongai's the guy. Poor Roshan
I think
Johnson.
I have Roshan on my bench.
Yeah, I think Roshan is cut in all formats at this
Cool.
point.
Yeah.
I love Roshan. I always wanted him to be something. It's not going to happen. Cut him everywhere, even in the even in the deepest leagues. Wide receiver Wan'Dale Robinson, tight end Harold Fannin. Those are your
Nice.
deep cuts.
Yep.
Some recaps. So we had our week one lineup of the week matchup, and we had our season long week, the first week of our season long matchup. How that went, how the season long went. All three of us are in that one, and congratulations, Evan. You are in first place
Hey-o.
so far.
We're off. My phone storage is full.
Oh dang.
Oh.
Keep on going.
Hey, sorry
I
if you're
can't
if you're listening to this
Thanks
because
for-
the video cut out on
Thanks
YouTube.
for staying.
Thanks for hanging around.
No, this has gone
How long
long.
has it
That's
been
my
off?
fault.
They just went off.
Okay.
I heard a beep.
Second place was myself and Uriah. Unfortunately, third place yet again in another format. All right, for the week 1 lineup of the week, Evan, you had Jaden Daniels, Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, Malik Neighbors, CeeDee Lamb, Jonnu Smith, and Bijan Robinson for a total of 120 points. Uriah, you had Jalen Hurts, Jahmyr Gibbs, Kyron Williams, CeeDee Lamb, Jamison Williams, Colston Loveland, and Ashton Genty for a total of 93 points. Congratulations, Evan. You
Yes.
are our week 1 winner.
Hey-o.
Now, last thing on my list is for us to do this again for this week.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go.
Let's
Hurry
go.
up.
Evan, quarterback. Pittsburgh Steelers. Or I'm sorry, no, it doesn't have to be
Okay.
quarterback. no, I misread that. Pick a position for Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh shit! Let me look at this because I don't love the Steelers.
Told y'all we were going to go 3 hours today.
There's only 2 people you can pick.
I know,
Only.
There's at least 3.
No, there is just 2.
but I guess I'll go DK.
DK Metcalf. Uriah. Broncos.
Oh my God, Sutton.
Cortland Sutton. Back to Evan for the Cardinals.
Did you not do one for you?
No, I didn't do one for me.
Keep on.
All right, for the Cardinals. Oh, that's tough because I'm going to go against what I said.
You can't
I
say
guess
Connor.
I know that's like the thing, but
There's an obvious answer here. Oh my God.
I
yeah.
know.
All right, give me Trey McBride.
Yeah. Not to help you out. The reason I didn't do it for myself is because that wouldn't be fair because I would know what the teams coming are.
And you would have been planning this whole
Right
time.
Exactly.
now, right now, I'm calling cheating. But go ahead.
No, that's why I didn't do it for
You know,
myself.
No,
we
I'm
could
talking
just-
about you saying McBride. I mean,
yeah, fair
I almost had
We
Connor.
could just put all the teams in a hat and draw next
That's
week.
true.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Uriah, 49ers.
CMC.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
Evan, the Raiders.
The Raiders.
Gino.
Yeah,
Gino.
I guess I'm gonna go Genty. Gonna give it a stab.
Uriah, I'm really sorry. It's the random generator. 49ers again.
Oh man.
White boy Ricky, one of the Matt Joneses.
That's. Look, if I knew Brock was, if I knew Purdy was playing, I'd pick him.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Purcell.
Okay. I'm very sorry. It's not me. It's the generator.
No, this seems
Evan.
personal.
Yeah, I know.
Philly.
Who should I take? Give him to me. Saquon.
Gosh, you stumped this week.
Uriah the Lions. Would have sounded really good a week ago for you to get them.
What I got?
You got quarterback, running back, flex, tight end
Amaron.
as your flex. Got it. Evan, the Bears.
The Bears. I need a wide receiver,
There
a
we
flex,
go.
and a quarterback.
Yep.
DJ Moore.
Hope y'all aren't trying to read my team
I'm just trying to
names
make
written
sure
down
that
here.
I have my.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
checking my position.
Yeah. Uriah, back to you.
Don't say Saints.
No, Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ah,
Oh, give me Baker. Mm-hmm. I like that. What do I have left? Running back?
You got a running back and a tight end still to go.
Okay.
So Evan, you have a quarterback and flex still to go. Green Bay Packers.
Ooh.
Yeah, see, it's not all. Uriah doesn't get all the
well,
best.
it's
Josh
kinda-
Jacobs.
Yeah, that's kind of easy.
Well, I'm just
I
trying to
hope you
decide
get the-
if I'm going to dice roll on getting
I hope
my
you get the
last
Saints.
team, the QB,
Or
whoever
Miami.
it is.
Yeah. You're
It sounded really
Didn't
sad.
sound good. Didn't sound good.
Uriah. Falcons.
Oh,
You got a
I
running back
got
spot.
Bijan. Heck yeah.
Not bad.
I almost went Pitt.
And Evan, as it happens, your last team is once again the Packers. So for quarterback,
Fair enough. I'll take it.
Jordan Love.
Either way.
It's better than Tua.
The
Yeah, God, it could have been
Jacobs
Spencer Rattler.
stack. Last week we talked about the Lovecraft stack, but you're getting the
Love
the
Jacobs.
Love Jacobs stack,
Yep.
which just doesn't sound as good. Uriah, your tight end. You'll like this. Buffalo Bills.
Oh, give
There
me
you go.
Kincaid.
Good job.
So there you go.
Pretty
we'll
good.
find out next week who is better at blind picks.
This game that doesn't make sense.
Nothing. All right. I will see y'all later.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And see you later.